A weekend spent meeting the family has passed. Morgan mentioned he'd finished God of War Ragnarok.
Have you played it?
Sadly not.
Be better.
But as the day progressed, I couldn't get Kratos out of my mind.
Gay.
I loved God of War 2. The unrivaled anger. The orchestrated brutality. The behemoth boss fights. A game that worked on release. All that power in the palm of my hand. Instead of screaming my love for Kratos to my neighbour's dog, I have created a video so 500 people can see and forget about it, all in the same viewing.
Because I'm the real article.
To set the scene, in 2007, the PS3 came to the UK shores. The big, juicy one with backwards compatibility. That summer, months after its release, I played God of War 2, a PS2 game.
This is living.
I couldn't believe the lies of next-gen gaming. This masterpiece defeated everything in its path.
I am inevitable.
It was a true statement from Santa Monica. God of War 2 was the first God of War game I played.
Liar!
And you can hate me for that. I completed it within one sitting. And then within a week, I hunted down the first game and completed that too. I waited and waited for God of War 3. I refreshed n4g.com every night, looking for any insider scoop. And I still had dial-up internet. The refresh rate was atrocious. It almost ended me. God of War was a fresh take on Greek mythology. Watching Jason and the Argonauts in Clash of the Titans, I marvelled at these ancient beasts and all-powerful gods. However, Western media didn't capture the true darkness to these myths. The gameplay was phenomenal. Buttery smooth. The movement, combos, changing equipment, activating powers, it all worked.
Square with the chains, quickly switch on R2 to the hammer, hit him, launch him up with a hammer, switch back over to the bow, fire it at him.
And most importantly, the developers kept it fun.
Enjoy it. Very, very much.
Being a rampaging beefcake was so satisfying. That is the not-so-secret ingredient. Keeping the game fun. At least it's not a secret to us. Games can be so bloated these days. Which can curse a game. It gives way to a mindless collectathon or repetitive combat with insane milestones to unlock gear or missions that make the game a chore. Or worse, a second job. And I already have one of them. I think if God of War 2's playtime were doubled because they needed a 30-hour story, then they wouldn't pay the animators anymore for cutscenes or the writers. So the narrative structure is the same. It would make missions mind-numbing to the point that it would severely ruin a player's experience. With more walls to climb, more waves of enemies to kill. Sure, they added challenges and collectibles, but that was optional. And they aren't for everyone. And they don't take away from the core experience.
You know, that's the whole point of what we want to do with this game is don't just show it, do it. You know, let them do it.
So yeah, God of War 2 was the perfect send-off for the PS2.
I think it's hard to make Kratos more badass than he already is. He's pretty badass.
It was a game that somehow captured more than the hardware would allow. It was close to being a masterpiece, but very easy to love. Thank you for watching. I know this has just been a quick one on God of War 2, but stay safe and see you next time.